Hello everybody and welcome back to what will eventually be the end of Brazil. It's a long slow death, but we currently have them kind of blockaded. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. We do have a research slot available, and I believe this was infantry anti-tank. It popped up right at the end of last episode, and I kind of clicked right through it without really... I think it was even after I cut the video, or right at the very end. So you may not have seen this. Infantry Anti-Tank 2 did finish up at the very end of last video, and I think we're going to grab Improved Infantry Equipment 3 for right now. So that will be absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and tick forward for right now and get all of those sounds out of the way. Wonderful. And I want to check in on our current submarine status. That looks like it's going fairly well. Excellent. So we're going to try a naval invasion further south over here. I do want to work on some covert ops over in this area. So we'll actually come on over here, and I'd like to build an intel network. Apparently this is the only location where we can. Noted. Well, there's modern ship torpedo launchers finishing up. So that is great, but that was, unfortunately, for light ships or cruisers. We can't use those. So that's not going to be a thing. Now, these upgrades here are not, I think, relevant to us. I don't think they can be equipped on submarines. However, some of these things in here, the damage control and the fire control methods... Okay, maybe not the fire control methods. Those appear to be battle cruisers and heavy cruisers and battleships. But these damage controls over here, that might be useful for us for submarines. So we'll grab those. Excellent. Okay, so how are we doing with our naval supremacy in the places where it matters? In the places where it matters, we are doing well. In the other locations, not so well. That's to be expected, I suppose. And I'm wondering why I'm only doing the single naval invasion over here. I want to kind of grab this over here and just group right up. Something like that. Right into that sea base. Now, they're not going to be ready to go on that as anywhere near as soon. And I should have done that earlier, to be completely fair. That's entirely my own fault. We'll put this guy in charge, and we'll accept this Lend-Lease. There we go. Now, we may want to continue to develop some of these resources, but honestly, I think that's going okay. I'm not too concerned about that. We could certainly put in a few more military staff. Anti-submarine expert. Okay, well that might be useful, I suppose. Yeah, we've got some of this going on over here. They're attacking us with planes. We're doing what we can, but we can only do so much, honestly, in terms of that. But our infrastructure is coming up nicely, and once that finishes up, then we'll be in a good position. In theory. So we're going to be ready to invade with this force soon enough. The question is, do we want to invade with this solo force? That is indeed the question. We're missing naval supremacy anyway. Currently 42% naval supremacy in some regions. Right up here, looks like. Yep. Yeah, that's because of their air superiority. I would absolutely love to have another airbase somewhere up here. Unfortunately, that's not currently a thing. We could utilize this airbase. Can we reach... Like, if we put in an air wing of fighters... Technically, these are fighter ones, which is probably a big part of the reason why we're struggling with that. But if we were to put these in, yeah, we can see here... They just don't have the reach. So I want to... How do we completely disband this air wing? Deselect, deselect, deselect. Okay. Well, I guess it's going to have a single a single plane flying out of that airbase. That's fine. Tactical Bomber 2 just finished up, which is great for us. I'm going to start work immediately on Fighter 3. And we do have outdated equipment in production, which means, of course, that we should be working on Tactical Bomber 1, instead moving that over to Tactical Bomber 2. Fantastic. Okay. Overall, things seem to be going reasonably fine. Free India is, I think, still fighting over here. So I wish them luck on that one. Whoa. Whoa! Okay, so the middle click and drag is acting particularly sensitive right now. Look at that. That is bonkers. Okay, noted. I guess middle click and drag, which is the primary means that I use to get around in this game, isn't really going to be very functional, unless maybe I tab out and back in. It's kind of better, I suppose. Okay, this heavy tank brigade should probably be assigned somewhere. We're just going to toss it over into this African Defense Army for now. Yeah, this is now feeling much more normal, now that I tabbed in and out. I'm not quite sure why that's happening, but okay. So, as far as these lads over here go, we're now ready to do this. We're currently lacking full naval supremacy. We have 0 naval supremacy here. I'm sorry, but you guys are supposed to be here. Why are you not here? Did I accidentally tell them to not be here? I may have. Okay, let's develop that naval supremacy if we can. Let's see. These guys, I believe, are supposed to be up here, right? They're currently repairing. Fair enough. Okay. That did reestablish a fair amount of naval supremacy. Well, maybe these guys were repairing too, technically. I suppose it's possible. But they're supposed to detach the fleet to do repairs, aren't they? Whatever. That's okay. We could use the delay to some degree because we need to wait on these guys anyway because I'm a moron. Okay, there's Construction 5 finishing up. That's very, very good for us, of course. Let's grab Excavation 5 next. And that will help us tremendously. This division is unassigned as well. We'll just move it over to there for now. We can always move it wherever we want it. Okay, in terms of our naval supremacy here, yeah, we're at 0 here right now. These guys are operating in South Central Atlantic. You're not supposed to be there. Shift right click. Only be operating here, please. I don't want you in any of these other regions. These guys, they're supposed to be operating exclusively here, not anywhere else. These guys, I'm going to group them together. They're supposed to be operating in the South Georgia Sea, I believe, not anywhere else. Okay. And then these guys, they can operate in the South Central Atlantic. Okay. So I think we have that quasi under control now. We are going to need additional submarines, particularly in one of these fleets. This one here. It only has 6 right now. So actually, let's put them in the South Georgia Sea. And the one that's in the South Georgia Sea, let's move them to the South Central Atlantic, which was, I believe, these guys. Yeah, like that. Okay. War with Francia. International communist pressure. Wonderful. War with Francia is kind of already done, so we bypassed that one. We could grab war with Netherlands, I suppose. War with Free India. Oh my. Yeah, we're not going to do that one. Okay, let's see here. We could start working on secret weapons. That's the thing we could do. Sure. Why not? We can also modify our government. I'm seeing that we have some awkwardness but it looks like communism is spreading nicely. I would love to put in... Honestly, none of these are relevant, but I guess we'll put these guys in for now. Okay, so our naval supremacy is at 0% over where it actually matters, the South Central Atlantic. And these guys, they're operating there. Right. These guys are operating in the South Georgia Sea. These guys are repairing in Sierra Leone. So that is why we currently have no naval supremacy over here. That's fine. Not too concerned about that right now. As long as we get the naval supremacy back before we are ready to launch this in 29 days, then I would be a little upset, to be sure. Okay, so improved submarine snorkels are going to be done in 22 days. That's making good progress. And let's check in on the status of our infrastructure construction, shall we? That is going quite nicely. In fact, that's going really very nicely. We are definitely making progress. That used to be down to about half. So about here or so. So yeah, we are definitely making progress on this. Is that a repair? Yeah, that's a repair. Okay. I do want to invade Brazil. Really badly. Like, I want to get a proper front going in Brazil. So the idea here is that we take this and then we set up a front, like, along this river probably, right into this coast. And that would be our initial toehold. And then from there, we would just push northward, probably mostly along the coast, avoiding the jungle. Just push up to, like, somewhere like that. And then take their capital. And then from there, we can push into the jungle if necessary. That's assuming we manage to get a toehold, which is a pretty big assumption for right now. How are we doing on our navies over here? We're still working on repairing. Okay. These are 1936 submarine hulls. Yeah. That's all well and good. We'll get rid of most of those. I do actually want to go into our production here and just double check that the 1944 submarine hull here is maxed out. Yeah, this is all level 4. I think that's fine. Just wanted to double check that. Okay. So we're mostly at this point just waiting on these submarines. We could disable their automatic repair. Oh, an ace pilot got promoted. That's nice. Automatic split off is disabled. I want to enable that. On all of these, in fact. Looks like we can only do it one at a time. Okay, there we go. Now, I'd like these guys to get back to what they were doing. Yes, abort that task. And then they can split off any submarines that actually need repairs. And there are some, to be sure. Okay, so that puts us up to 49.9% naval supremacy here right now. Now, we do have this airbase, which is currently working on the Gulf of Guinea, but I'm going to actually switch it over to the South Central Atlantic instead. Improved submarine snorkels, that's nice. And we're working on advanced landing craft right now. That's 106 days out. I'd kind of like to work on some of these mine techs. Okay. And that puts us up to 50.1% naval supremacy in the South Central Atlantic. We definitely want to let that get a little higher. I think there's no doubt about that. We're doing pretty well on all of the naval fronts here, though. Surprisingly so, considering we only have submarines. I imagine it makes them a little upset, the Brazilians, that is. But ultimately, they should be part of Ethiopia, so I don't know what they're complaining about. How are we doing on this planning over here? Okay, we're good to go, but we are lacking a little bit of naval supremacy in the South Central Atlantic. That was, of course, expected. And once reinforcements start trickling back over here, we should be good. Wait, is this a naval invasion going? It is. This is a naval invasion going. You should go too. Get out there. Just as soon as you can. Yeah, we're at exactly 50% naval supremacy there, which is a little bit spooky. But as we continue just pumping out the submarines, we should see that just going higher and higher all the time. That's a lot of submarines that we are making. So that is great. Yeah, this is currently at exactly 50%. Are we going to land unopposed over here? I'm beginning to think we might. That'd be amazing if we did. I'd be super happy to see that. No. This is not unopposed. Okay, so we are immediately falling back. Are these guys going? Yes, they are. So the question is, how... Well, I suppose we probably need like some sort of bombardment, right? To actually pull that off. That would help. Yeah, I would certainly love to be able to do that. Now, we do have this South Georgian air base here that we should probably be doing something with. We'll just go ahead and put in a fighter wing, and we'll bump that up to 200. And I guess we'll just have to hit the South Georgia Sea here in air superiority mode. Okay. Their range isn't super long. So the real question is, how can we land this unopposed, or how can we land this opposed, while at the same time not actually having ships available to support the invasion? Unless we were to pull this fleet over and tell them to naval invasion support. We can try that. I wonder what can possibly go wrong with that. We can see if these are able to do it. And in the meantime, I suppose we can just continually do this. Like, there are no units assigned to that order, apparently. So there's that. I would have loved to see that we actually get in unopposed, but no, I'm not surprised that we didn't. We're just kind of flailing around over here. It's difficult to cross oceans when you can't use boats. We, of course, already knew this. Let's see. Are those submarines ahead of us now? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. So we'll see how this ends up going. We are now being supported by submarines. I don't expect that this will go too much better, but I suppose maybe a little. Yeah. That's about what I expected, if I'm honest. So now the question is, once these guys arrive back up here, will they retry it? They're currently not assigned to an order. So it would appear that they won't. Noted. Okay, well, we'll grab nuclear effort. If we need to make a path in with nukes, then that might be the route that we have to end up going. It just seems to me like we're not committing very much to these naval invasions. I mean, we can go ahead and delete these orders for now. I think we're going to have to re-prepare now. Actually, I know we are. But we can have these guys prepare simultaneously, which will be nice. Okay, we can actually have... We can't do it via army group, so we actually have to be out of this theater, which is super awkward. And then we can select these two. We can't select them simultaneously, but we can put in a naval invasion order from here to here. And then we'll have this one do a naval invasion order from the same location, or a similar location, technically, to here. Okay. So we're going to have to figure out some way to get in there. I mean, are we at war with Inca? Technically, no, we're not. They're guaranteed by Brazil, so they're pretty unlikely to give us things like military access. That said, we could simply start improving relations with them and try to invade from Inca. That might be a better way to go about things. They don't like us very much, to be sure. So how many reasons do we need here? We need 30 reasons, and judging by this, we're only going to get 20 from their opinion of us. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. Now, they're currently mostly non-aligned. We might be able to do something about that. That would be an interesting thing to do. Like, let's have this guy move over to Inca and start building up here. And then we can boost ideology. In fact, boost communist. It's increasing by 0 per day right now. Hopefully that will come up as he gets established. We also probably should work on a little bit more in the upgrade department. Boost ideology mission effects, plus 75, or plus 25% rather. There we go. That looks like a good thing to do. So yeah, I think we're going to invade via Inca. If we can pull that off. A diplomatic way to get in there. I think that'll be good. Yeah, their opinion of us is improving. Not a lot, but a little bit. And if we can work on getting them communist, then that will be wonderful, I think. Let's check in on our naval map mode here. 55, 65, 66, and 49% supremacy. Okay, we're doing pretty well on that front. Excellent. I'm a little surprised that we're still doing so well up here, but okay, whatever. That is fine by me. Our infrastructure is coming along nicely, which of course means that our production is ramping up. That is all very, very good. We can modify our government, and I wouldn't mind adding in, say, this guy. We could use some work on our air technology. There's no doubt about that. Excavation is now complete. That's great. We can work on improved equipment conversion. We are going to want to start converting factories, not super soon, but relatively soon, once we start getting some of these constructions finished up. So that'll be great. And I think we have a proper plan now for how we're going to be getting into Brazil. So I'm reasonably happy with that too. Let's go ahead and assign this division over here. That'll be completely fine. And then this guy as well. There we go. So yeah, we'll make our way into Brazil one way or another. As far as these naval invasions go, I mean, I don't expect that we're going to ever be successful with these, which is why we're now pursuing Inca, but I want to continue testing their defenses over here periodically while we are working on this. Now, it's going to be a little bit before we're done with this. We actually probably want to continue working on building Intel network, and then we'll boost ideology a little bit later on, once we actually have a bit of an Intel network done. Yeah, we currently have 1% intel network. We need to work on that before we can really start boosting over there. Okay, Korchin joined the alliance of the Ming Empire. That's not a big deal for us. Ming has been staying out of this war, so I'm okay with that. We're up to minus 71 with Inca right now. That is fantastic. I'm very, very happy to see that. So this military access and the docking rights, those are going to be probably difficult for us to get with their current non-aligned status, which is why I'm trying to change their political alignment. For now, though, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue working on the Inca. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.